Hey everyone, I am Lauren and I'm with K&L Travel, and we are going to do a step-by-step instruction on how to use the Royal Caribbean website, and then I'll also be doing another video on how to use the app. So let's kind of get started. You all can kind of see the screen here. I am on the Royal Caribbean website homepage, and the first thing you're going to do is sign in if you already have an account. If you don't already have an account, then what you're going to do is you're going to want to create an account with a password, and will work for both the website as well as the app. So once you sign in, this is what it's going to look like on the website version. You're going to see your cruises down here below, everything that you have booked. And to kind of get started, um, I'm gonna take you into how to do your cruise and plan for your cruise, and then we'll come back to this homepage and kind of go over other things. So this is my next cruise that I'm going on. It does a countdown. It's in 66 days. It's from Orlando, Port Canaveral. And when you want to plan it, also, if you have a balance due on a cruise, it'll say pay remaining balance if you book the Royal. So it will show your remaining balance right here if you need to pay that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do plan my cruise. And you can always see if you're on the right cruise because it's going to be right here. You're going to see it up here in the corner. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. I like to always book my dining packages, my internet packages, my VIPs. Then once I get all those booked, I like to go through the shore excursions and kind of decide which one I want to do step by step on those. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the beverage package. You're just going to click on beverage, and then down here it'll show you these are your non-alcoholic beverages. This is just your water beverage, and this is like a cafe select coffee card. A lot of people ask me what is the difference between the refreshment and the classic soda. So with the classic soda package, you pretty much get a cup that looks exactly like what you see in this picture right here. And it works on these little Coke stands around the Royal Caribbean ship, and you set it on the Coke, and it's got a little sensor on the bottom of the cup, and you get unlimited refills the entire time that you are on board. Your package also works if you go into like a restaurant and you want to pop. You could ask for a Diet Coke at the bar, and they will give you unlimited Diet Cokes or anything else. I will tell you the Royal Caribbean is a Coke ran place. So they do not have Pepsi and they do not have Diet Mountain Dew. So I just want to throw that out there too. The refreshment package, on the other hand, not only do you get the soda, but you also get juices. You get the off-brand Starbucks that they have on the ship. It is Starbucks, but it's kind of like a Starbucks kiosk type thing. You can also get smoothies from the spa. So it is just a little bit more. If you ever wonder what is in these packages, all you do is click on them and you can scroll down to the bottom. And right here, it will actually tell you what is included. Another thing that you can do is when you click reserve, you can select which one that you want to have this package, and it will give you a total over here on the side. And you can kind of add it to your cart and see how much your cart total is going to be. Now, the deluxe beverage package, which is what we have reserved for this cruise, is everything besides original Starbucks. There is a Starbucks on the ship. Most of the Oasis class have Starbucks on the ship, but it is not included in any beverage package whatsoever. Only the like kiosk Starbucks that they have is included in the beverage package. But this one is any drinks. One cool thing about Royal's drink package is it is unlimited alcohol. So there's not like a cap like Carnival. There's not like a time in between that you can get your next drink. And if you get the deluxe beverage package, it is anything that is pretty much top shelf. I know if it's like super expensive things, like a certain type of whiskey, it may not be included, but it's same thing right here. It tells you everything that's included in this package. Honestly, this is something that, and it says it should be a value of up to $14. But to be honest, guys, I've gotten double shots, I've gotten different alcohol things, and they don't really ever charge you anything. The only time I think they would is if it's like this really expensive something or another that you're looking for. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But Those are the drink packages. Um, it's under beverage. Then the next thing is we always do the specialty dining. There's a couple of different ways that you can book the specialty dining and couple of different, I guess, ways you can eat these restaurants. So the first way is what we do, and we just do the unlimited dining package. We've already reserved this one, but I'll show you how to reserve it again. So when you click these, it'll tell you this is literally unlimited. You can eat at any restaurant besides the ones that are for the suites, but you can eat any of the specialty dining restaurants like Chops, Azumi, 150 Central, um, Giovanni's, or there's a Jamie's Italian on Harmony. You can eat there as many times as you want while you cruise and as much as you want. It also includes Johnny Rockets, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It includes all the free stuff that goes along with the cruise. It's just any unlimited food. The only thing that it doesn't do is the food that is specifically for the suite guests, and you can't purchase that unless you have a suite. Now, the next thing that you could get, let's say you have a 7 night cruise and you just don't want the dining package for all 7 nights. Let's say you want to eat in the main dining for a couple of nights. You can then purchase the 3 night dining package, and you can pick 3 of those nights and pick whatever restaurant that you want. So, let's say you want to eat Chops one night, Giovanni's one night, and 150 Central one night. You can get 3 of those meals included for this price of a 3 night dining package. We've never done this Taste of Royal Lunch, so I can't really speak much on that, or the sushi and sake lunch, so I'm not sure on that. Now, the third option for that is, let's say you just want to try one of these restaurants. Maybe you've always wanted to eat at Wonderland and you don't really want the dining package, but you just want a one-time dinner at Wonderland. The cool thing about booking these restaurants separate like this, now if you book it every day separate, you're going to pay way more than you would if you just book the unlimited. But the downfall of the unlimited is that you can't book your reservations until you get on the ship. That's the only downfall that I don't like. So as soon as you get on the ship, you have to run up to the specialty restaurants and you have to book these before you get on the ship. I will try to do another video on the best way that we've learned to do that. But as of now, just know that these cannot be booked until you get on the ship. Now, these down here, if you want to book Chops Grill and you only want to eat there one night, what's really cool when you reserve these is that when you select your time, you can also select the day that you want to do it as well as the time. So this is really neat because let's say it's an anniversary and you love main dining, but let's say your anniversary is on Wednesday night of the cruise and you want to eat at Chops and you want it to be included for that one night. So you can pick both of your names, you can pick the day and the time, and then you don't have to worry about booking all of your reservations when you get on the ship. So that's a really cool thing if you just want to do one restaurant or just, 2 restaurants. If you go over 2, then definitely do the 3 night dining package. It just makes it a little bit easier. And again, with the 3 night, as you can see, you can't select the day and you can't select the time. You do have to wait till you're on the ship to book those. So a little bit of a recap: unlimited dining and the 3 night dining package, these 2 right here, you do have to wait until you get on the ship to book these time slots. If you do just individual restaurants down here, then you can book them before you get on the ship. A lot of people, if they do like a Valentine's Day cruise, or anything that's around a special holiday like this, they will book like Chops for Valentine's Day, and then they eat the main dining, which is included in your cruise fare, the rest of it. After I do my beverage and my dining, then I will go next to my internet. Now, the internet, a lot of people get confused in this because there's 2 ways that you can do this. If you go to the VIP passes that we're going to talk about in a minute, it's called the key, and you get 1 free internet with that. But if you have 2 people with you, then you'll get 1 for them, and then you still have to buy another one of these internet packages. So you can see this as limited to once per cruise. That's because we already have the key package, so one of us gets that. Now, let's say you didn't have the key package. you can select the name and then put the number of devices. So let's say we were purchasing it and it was me and him. So you can see the price will change over here based off how many people you have on that package. So like for us, it would just be Kevin and then one, and then mine is the key. So we have two packages, but we only had to purchase one of these because the VIP already has an internet with it. So if you didn't have the key or the VIP pass, which is what I'm going to talk about in just a minute, then you would have to select two devices. So that way you can have that internet for two devices. Some people just purchase one and you just have one phone that you call people on, contact your family, and it will save you more money if you just have one phone. Now, the next thing is the VIP passes. There's really only one. It's called the key. Um, the key is beneficial to me if you have unlimited dining. And this is why I'm going to say this. Excuse me. If you have unlimited dining, these restaurants book up really fast. So if you want a specific dining time every single day, the sooner you get on the ship, the sooner you're going to be able to book these reservations. Now, if you have main dining and you don't need reservations, then the key's not really worth it because every show that you get, there's good seats. But one of the perks of the key is that you do get priority seating 15 minutes before any of the shows. So if you arrive 15 minutes to 30 minutes before the start time, there will be somebody in like a Royal Caribbean shirt holding up a sign that says the key, and you get priority seating in that center section with the suite guest. So it is really cool if like you're, especially the Broadway shows, it's worth it. And then the like aqua shows, it's worth it. Everywhere else, there's really not a bad seat. But it is kind of cool that they have that for you. Now, let's say you show up right when the show starts. As soon as the show starts, they open that up to everybody else. So you really want to be there 30 minutes before to really get the benefits from having the key package for the priority seating. If you get there after, then it's kind of not worth it because they open it up to everybody. But if you have the unlimited dining, you get on the ship right after the suite guests do. Every cruise that we've had with the key, it's either like 11:30, and then one ship it was 10:30. And then it takes the suite people, and then you get on right after it. With the key, we've never not been on the ship past 12 o'clock. So you're like the first on the ship, you're the first to get your reservations. And it is kind of cool because if you want like a quieter entry into the ship and you don't want to have to deal with as many people boarding, and you don't want to fight for that early boarding time when check-in opens. And that's something we're going to kind of talk about with the app on the next video. When it's check-in, it'll tell you when you're on your app, or even on here, check-in starts on this date. A lot of people will wake up at midnight and check in because the sooner you check in, the quicker you get on board. So when check-in opens, they board suite first, then they board the key, and then they board based off who had the earliest check-in on the app. So if you're one of the first people to check in, you're going to get that 12 o'clock boarding time, or 12:30. If you're one of the last people to check in, you're going to get the 4:35 p.m. boarding time. So if you miss that opportunity and you have the key, it really doesn't matter when you check in because you're automatically secure that spot. So that's just a little bit about the key and kind of telling you when it's beneficial. They also give you like a complimentary fruit tray. You get priority departure. They also give you a lunch from Chops Grill that you'll have in the main dining room when you board that day. As soon as you get on board, it's from like 12 to 1:30. They will also, if you don't want to like, you can leave your luggage in the dining room and they will take it up for you. There's some other perks, but the main thing is getting on the ship early. You get onto the shows early, and it just makes your reservations easier. Okay, now moving on to the excursions. A lot of people get overwhelmed in this section. Do your research. Like watch the YouTube videos, pay attention to what you want to do. I will tell you the ones that sell out super, super quick. Any of the excursions that have like the deep diving helmets are like gone within as soon as they're posted. Hideaway Beach and the Coco Day Beach Club. Let me see if I can find it on here. I always sort my excursion by port days too. So you can sort by like day 2, 3, 4, 5. just because it's easier for me to see what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna sort this by day 2, which is Coco Cay. So we did the Hideaway Beach because it's their new beach club. This whole thing's a pool. We're gonna be doing a video on that, so you're gonna be able to see. But it's a lot cheaper than the Coco Beach Club Day Pass, which is this one right here. It's the VIP pass. This does have like a lobster and steak lunch, but you can see how much more expensive this is when this has food too. We just saw that the Hideaway Beach was better than the Coco Beach Club as far as price. So both of those do sell out pretty quick. Another excursion, let me see if I can find it for you. I don't know if it was in Cozumel or one of the other ones, but one second. Let me see if I can find it. We are doing the Cove and Snorkel. One second. Okay. This Sea Trek ones, this is the helmet one I was talking about. So, for example, our cruise is in May and there's only 8 spots left on this excursion. A lot of people love this excursion. We've never tried it. Pretty much what you do is you put like this helmet on your head that allows you to like scuba dive without having to be certified. And they hook you to like this trek on the bottom of the ocean and they drop you down far enough to where it's not harmful and you walk around the bottom of the ocean and breathe underwater and you have like fish all around you and there's a guide that kind of walks you through it. We've never done it personally, like I've said, but a lot of people have really good reviews on this and there's really good reviews on this on YouTube too. So when you want to book an excursion, pay attention to the departure times. It's a big thing, and the duration. Make sure you're getting, I guess, the bang for your buck because this is a 2-hour excursion. You leave at 8:30, so you're going to be done by 10:30. So you're only going to be doing a paid excursion for 2 hours in Mexico. And then if you wanted to do something else in Mexico, you'd either have to book an excursion after that, and excursions can't overlap. The app will not let you overlap your excursions. So, like if you reserve one and then you try to reserve one at the same time, it's going to say that you are busy during that time and you can't reserve it. So you would have to probably go out and get in a taxi or something and try to find a beach. So for us, we always like to stick with the excursions that are longer or have a beach on them or have multiple things. Like, for example, this cove and snorkel one, you can see this is a 9-hour excursion and we get off at 8. So we're literally spending 9 hours in Mexico. We're getting the biggest bang for our buck. Yeah, it is a little bit more, but we get to ride ATVs, we get to visit the beaches, we get to snorkel. So just really pay attention to how long these excursions last. So that way it's not a short experience for you and you're not just like, wow, that was 2 hours. That was awful. I'm done. Other than that, the other cool things about the website that I'm going to go a little bit more in detail on the app because I think it's easier to navigate on the app is it does give you onboard activities. You don't see any right now because we're too far out on this cruise for you to see what activities are on here. But I will say these sell out really fast. And if you have kids, these are so worth it. They are shaded. I don't like that they don't really say that on here because it says soaking up the sun, but all of these casitas are shaded. I want to say that again. They are shaded. So if you're looking to get like a tan with these, you're not going to. But a lot of people with kids love them. They're usually on the upper decks, especially on the Oasis. They're shaded. You have somebody, a staff member, always coming to check on you. They give you towels. I think you get like complimentary water with it. Um, but it's really cool because it's yours, it's reserved, and you don't have to go reserve that spot for your family. So, for example, if you have kids, it's 119 on a port day. They haven't opened them up for sea days yet. Sea days, they're more, they're like double. So this is a port day. So that means if it's Cozumel, Mexico, and you want to stay on the ship, then it's going to be $119. If it's a sea day, they go up to $300 and $400. My advice on this is if you have a port that's like Nassau, Bahamas, then I would most definitely book one of these on a port day because Nassau, if you've been to it once, you don't really want to get off the boat. So this would be if you want to get the most money for it with your family, utilize that empty ship, get you a casita for your family, and book it on a port day. It's a lot cheaper. Entertainment's not going to be loaded yet either because it's too close to the cruise dates. But there's other things on here that you can look at. But the biggest things that's the easiest to book on the website is your beverage, your dining, um, your excursions, your internet, and the VIP passes. You can book some of these from the app, but I just think it's easier to book it from here. So I'm going to show you also one last thing, how to look at your order history, because a lot of times you don't realize what you've ordered. So if you go to your order history here, this is also where you can cancel what you're doing and add what you need. So, for example, let's say that I didn't want this excursion anymore, or let's say instead of it being 10% off, it's 20% off now. Then you can cancel this. They will automatically refund whatever card that you purchased it on. Then you can go back and book it again at the cheaper percentage. Now, I will warn you, if it's one that sells out a lot, I don't advise doing this because once it's gone, it's gone. Or let's say that you can get your beverage package cheaper. So, for example, ours, when we got it, was buy one, get one 50% off. I can click on the beverage package now and it's 30% off. So, you can check your price by you can compare again or you can just add it up. So, if I wanted to see if I'm getting it cheaper at this price that they have it on, 272.99 times 7 times 2. I could actually get it cheaper right now if I wanted to cancel it than what I paid for. So you could go back to your order history here, view details. You can click cancel right here, and then you can go back in, add it again. They'll refund you this money. It takes like 2 to 3 business days on your card, and then you can go back in and repurchase it. And what it will do is it will give you another thing. Like where I just booked this one right here, it says the date and what I booked at. So we booked this one, which is the unlimited dining. It was 25% off when I booked it. If I want to go see if it's cheaper now, it's 35% off now. So it actually is cheaper. So that's another one that I could cancel right now and get a cheaper rate at. Same thing if you go, let's go back to order history. Let's check this one. So this one was 10% off when I booked it. So let's go back to this excursion. It is now 20% off, so I can save on this one. So this is one of those things that if you keep checking your discounts or keep checking the things, you can just cancel and rebook it right then. And you can actually save money, and they're pretty good about returning it. Those are the things that you definitely need to do on the website. So that is the biggest things that I wanted to share with you all. And I hope this helps. And that's all I got. If you don't care, subscribe to the channel so that way you can see when we post the app tutorial on how to use the app. And when it gets closer, I'll show you how to book all of your shows as well. So if you don't care, just hit subscribe. It really does help, and we appreciate it.